And what's up, people?
Hello, hello.
Doing this for the second time now because the boy forgot to do his job. But what's up, people?
Long time no see.
Yes, so as you can tell, Allie is sitting in for Nathan. He's have some medical issues going on, and whenever he comes back, I'm not sure if he'll be back next week or not, but he could be. But there's no definitive answer to when he's going to be back. So when he does come back, we'll let him tell people what's going on with it. It's nothing serious, I don't think. But just he's kind of just taking precautions right now, so don't want to give away too much information just in case he doesn't. I know he wouldn't care, but it's still not my discretion to tell people about it. But anyway, I'm making it sound like it's horrible. Yeah, Nathan's got cancer, guys. Sorry.
All the well wishes.
Yeah. Just hope he lives through this, No, but
He's gonna watch this and be like, "What the hell, y'all?"
he's like, I gotta go back and save the show. Oh boy. So what's up with you?
Not a whole lot. You see it. Long day at work. Haven't been off work very long.
Yep,
Living that dream.
that's right.
Y'all know how it is.
Yep. I'm actually gonna be going to work at 5, so I haven't started my work day yet. Just got my yard mowed. So that's the thing about, I guess you call it second shift, but I only work 3 hours. I work at a fast food restaurant, by the way. I don't know if I've told you. I know the people probably don't know, but I'm a job hopper. People have probably realized that because I always talk about a new job. I don't ever tell people when I got a new job. I just end up mentioning it halfway through the time of having the job. My throat is not allowing me to talk today. There's allergies out there.
Dude, allergies are the worst. That's all I did today was sneeze and sneeze and sneeze.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
That's because it's weather. I mean, I hate to sound like every white person ever, but it's
Oh, is it the wind?
yeah. No, it's if it wasn't for the temperature going up and down, my allergies wouldn't be so bad.
There was that. I was thinking, if this wind would calm down, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it wasn't for that wind chill,
Feel
it wouldn't be
decent.
so cold out there.
Exactly. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. So, I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Have you seen if you haven't noticed, or if you haven't seen the show before, Allie has her own show called The Squared Circle Scene, so go check her out over there. She interviews wrestlers and stuff. I did an ad read on the last 2 episodes, so I'll probably do that again later on in this episode if I remember. We'll see. But yeah, go check her out. She interviews wrestlers and of the independent scene. I want to make sure that's out there. I don't want people to think, "Oh, Ric Flair," and then they see people they don't know and be like, "Oh shit."
Do I look like I can interview somebody like Ric Flair?
And is that the goal for you though? I've never actually asked you that before. I don't think. Would you want are you just wanting to stick with the independent scene for that channel? Or?
I think deep down, my inner child would be thrilled to death to get to the big leagues.
Right.
But right now, I'm just
Focus on
happy that I'm being allowed the opportunity to do it on the independent scene.
Right, for sure.
So
We don't want it to seem like we're I say we because I shoot the episodes. I've said that before in the past. We don't want to make it seem like we're doing that so we can get to it. We really don't know what we're doing. We're just kind of doing our thing. So
doing it for the experience, and doing it for the fun of it. It hasn't led into anything yet. We don't get paid to do it yet.
Right.
But maybe somewhere down the road when we get better, maybe it could lead to something really cool.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the hope, right? It'll lead to something cool someday.
And we've already got to meet some pretty cool people.
Oh, hell yeah.
In the independent scene, for one. Just doing the podcast thing, I'll never regret starting this up because I've done some pretty cool stuff with just this kind of realm of stuff what would you call this? Like a just just having the experience of shooting episodes of whatever, like it's given me a chance to meet some pretty cool people, and that's not just wrestling. That's like Allie's got some friends that's been on the show, Rocky and Eric. Like we would have never met those guys if it wasn't for the show. So definitely grateful for starting this up.
I think creatively it's allowed us to grow because we're both super creative people in different ways. I also feel like it's improving our speech with people, our social skills. And I'm hoping that by the end of it, we'll actually like sound professional. Because right now, I'm not gonna lie, I need a little work. Like I have the way I talk, I pause a lot or I hesitate a lot. So I'm hoping that doing all the podcasting and stuff, I'll be able to get more comfortable speaking. So like just public speaking in general.
Actually, me and my buddy Damon were watching you because he was watching my stuff with me. I was kind of, I think he was like trying to like hype me up. The fact that, oh, let's watch your show in my house kind of thing. And so I was asking him, like, as a viewer, what would you get? Like, not asking you to watch all the time, just saying what would get you to watch all the time as a consumer. Because that's what we want. We want people to enjoy the show. We don't want people to feel like they have to watch this or people to feel bored when they're watching it or whatever. But if you do, you do at the same time. Like, we're not going to go out of our way to please everybody, but at the same time we don't want everybody that watches to just never watch again because we suck, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a middle ground there.
I have put out, like, if you do happen to just decide to look me up, like look the Squared Circle Scene up and decide to watch it, or if you find us on social media, I did put out a question to a fan base, what can we me and Tyler do to improve what we're working on. We're open to constructive criticism and to improving our craft.
Yeah.
Or I mean, if you want to insult us, that's cool too.
Yeah,
I'll just take it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
But yeah, totally open to anything that'll help us improve what we're doing.
And you can create polls on YouTube, by the way. So if you ever want to take upon yourself to do that, you can.
I have thought about that.
Yeah.
I did social media first just to see. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really got a response yet, so YouTube will probably be my next venture, and just to see if anybody will give me anything.
Yeah, because
every little bit helps.
YouTube has now become pretty much its own social media website, which is pretty cool. But there's also there's more of a chance to make money on YouTube because of how big that company is. I feel like YouTube's probably bigger than Facebook, even.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
As far as the opportunity to make money on there. But it all depends on how often how people are, the retention rate. That's the biggest thing on you. Like, you can get 1 million views, but if they're only watching 20 seconds, not really gonna, the algorithm's not gonna send it to more people if they're not watching at least a good chunk of whatever the video is.
See, now that I feel like that'll give us the opportunity, like if we feel like we're not catching somebody's attention within that little split, like that, I'm wondering how to improve. There's something y'all can help us out with. What can you do in the beginning of like a show or a podcast or a greeting even that might catch somebody's interest? That would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can I do to catch your attention so you'll give me a chance? Or, at least more than 20 seconds before you scroll on by.
Yeah. I think something I've seen a lot, maybe putting like a preview to a bunch of key moments in the show or episode, whatever you want to call it, before the actual interview starts. So that might be something I look into doing.
I wish I had the capability, and I'm sure if I sat down and messed with it, I could probably figure it out. But almost like, I wish there was a way, like in the opening of a show, and maybe this could come later on down the road once we get more comfortable and get more views, but maybe down the road for the opening, almost like wrestling where it just shows little snippets of different matches we've seen because I've filmed little snippets.
I remember you talking about
yeah,
that.
and if I can get the permission to do so, because once again, there's like that fine line, and I would not want to step on a promoter's toes, nor do I want to step on any kind of company's toes. But I've thought about that too. Like, oh, well, maybe if you see snippets of these really cool matches, then, maybe that'll encourage you to check out who I'm interviewing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to go see their shows live because they're really good.
Pretty much everybody that we've interviewed too, you have interviewed. I appreciate them like putting me in the mix, but you're really the one that's doing the thing. Like I'm just kind of cheering you on, kind of thing. Like I'm switching cameras and stuff like that, but you're the one that's doing the real work because you're coming up with the questions, really good questions, by the way. So
I have to
I don't remember where I was going with that.
I was going to say I have to give them a lot of credit because, you know, all that traveling that they do, and then they're taking time, they're taking time out to come and sit with me when they could still be getting ready, or they could be doing their pre-match ritual, whatever that may be, and they're, and they don't have to talk to me, and they do, and they don't know how much I appreciate that. Like it means a lot.
I feel like they obviously see some potential in what we're trying to accomplish. The fact that they're going out of their way to be on the show. Like, I don't think they would do it if they thought, this isn't going to go anywhere.
Well, I have, now I know this last event I went to, I guess I won't mention his name because he knows who he is.
Oh.
But he helps with, tickets when you purchase tickets. And he had mentioned something about he appreciated everything that we do for them as far as promoting their talent. And that was kind of cool. And I'm like, are you serious? And I got a look and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's serious. So we're on to something. It's just figuring the rest of it out, I guess.
Yeah, it would be nice. I would want to probably do it full time, like as a job. But I wish there was a possibility of us maybe like doing their social media full time, because I would need full time to be able to really put my heart into it. But
if I thought that I could make, if I thought this could lead to something that would give me a livable wage,
right,
I would hop on. As of right now, I'd still be willing to do it, but I would have to keep my current position,
right,
and do that. So that would be like overtime for me, I guess. But I guess it wouldn't really feel like that because I really enjoy wrestling. It's something that I love, so I think I would actually have fun doing it.
Right. I like social media. Just I don't. What is that? I don't know. But I got a message earlier about a potential job, and they asked if they could call me and set up an interview or whatever. So I called them, and it was some foreign person that was obviously a scammer. They couldn't even spell that good. Like, that's not somebody you'd want representing your company. And so I immediately hung up the phone because they were asking me about my credit. And I was like, that has nothing to do with a job. You don't have to have good credit to have a job. And then they texted me right after I hung up and said, what happened? And I was like, and then they immediately texted me again, and they were like, can I call you back? And I said, no, thanks. And then they called me. I was like, what? Yep, you're a scammer. So I blocked them.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so I'll give some people advice just in case they have ran into something like this. If you haven't had an interview yet with somebody, at least over the phone, and you made sure that this person is legit, don't put your bank information into anything, because usually that's a scam.
Don't give any personal information unless you know for certain who you are talking to.
I would almost go as far as to say, make sure you're going to the physical place before you.
Yeah, I would encourage that face-to-face interview before you.
Right. Now, if you go to them and you know that it's a legit company, then yeah, that's fine. But like a temp agency or something like that, it'd be all right. But otherwise, if you've never heard of them before, don't put your bank information into there. Not a good idea.
I'm content where I'm at right now. It takes care of it. I'm a very appreciative of where I'm at right now. But there are some days where I wish I could find something that wasn't what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say that. Don't take that the wrong way. Don't you take this back to my employer. But there are some times where I wish I could do what I like studied for. I have a degree and I would much rather be doing that.
What, the graphics?
Oh yeah, graphic design.
Yeah.
And there are places that I have seen where they have that position and it's actually fairly close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I would make enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because nowadays, with the way technology is, almost anybody can do what I studied for. You know what I mean? So I would have to do something to make it stand out.
Right. I mean, I figured it out on that app that we use for do the thumbnails and stuff, but you're exponentially better at it than I am, and with good reason because you went to college for it. But
that was me just pinging around on it.
Right.
I was like, "What's this do?"
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah, the fact that you spend 2 hours on a logo or something like that, it's like it's obvious that you know exactly what you're looking for and what your vision is when you start trying to figure something out.
I just wish that I just wish I wasn't so broke because then I could go and get the programs, you know, I could actually get Photoshop and Illustrator and all like the whole Adobe suite, and then I would have free reign, and what holds me back in an app I won't be held back on that, and I'll be able to do whatever I want with it. And then it'll be even cooler.
Right.
So I don't know. I have thought about my job a lot, but as of right now, I got to stay content. I'm just kind of content.
Nothing wrong with being that way. You just don't want to stay that way too long.
Yeah, I don't want to stay that way too. No, definitely not.
Unless you know why you are.
Content as in I know that I'm providing for my son, my husband, my bills are paid. I'm content in that essence.
Yeah.
As far as what I'm doing, I'm like, man,
yeah,
there's so many other things I could be doing that would, but you know, I got to do what I got to do right now.
What's a realistic amount of time that you see yourself before you end up doing something else? As far as like something you actually choose to do.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. Like there for a minute, I was a little bit of a job hopper because I would get so irritated with the way you get treated in a lot of places. You know what I mean? Like I just don't tolerate being treated bad, or I don't tolerate poor management or anything like that. So I would say the last, well, I've been in my one spot for a minute now.
Yeah.
But before that, it was like I'd make it to maybe 3-4 years and I'd get irritated and then I'd bounce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing 5 right now where I'm at.
Yep.
And I haven't bounced yet. So that says a lot about where I'm at.
Yep, for sure.
So I think that's why I'm like, well, you know, it's convenient. It's, you know, it's close. I don't have to drive very far, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's not saying that you're don't like where you're at. It's more of you're just not doing exactly what your passion is.
Yeah.
Your passion is not making, stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like I'm grateful for it. I'm okay with it. I can deal with this for another, a couple years, but it's like in the back of my head, I'm like, there's so much other things that I could be doing that I could possibly make more money at. But, for what it is,
Right.
I'd be willing, I wouldn't just walk out like I have other jobs. This one, if something else came up, I would do it the right way. I'd put in my notice and I would try to leave on good terms.
Yep, I didn't. I just stopped going. That's like most of the jobs that I've done. I'm not saying I'm proud of that either, but that's just how it goes for me. Pretty much last several jobs that I've had, I just didn't show back up, but don't recommend doing that unless it's well deserved, which I feel like most of these times were, but it is what it is.
I know the one that I had before, it only lasted a couple of months, and that was out of my hands. It was a layoff.
Yeah.
Like they just hit their down season. They had nothing, and I was low man on totem pole. So that was out of my control.
The other? Yeah, that's what so.
Yeah, and then before that, I disagreed with a supervisor, and I told them that I was like, I don't agree, and I'm not coming back tomorrow. And they're like, no, you'll be back. I'm like, no, I'm not.
That becomes a challenge at that point.
And then when I didn't show up, they panic called me. And then when I talked to them, I considered it, and I'm like, all right. I was like, if you can get me back on, I'll come back. I was like, but the minute it gets weird again, I was like, I'm done. But they couldn't even get me back. They had already canned me. They were like, no.
Canned you?
They canned me. They fired me. I was like,
get out.
I was like, why are you trying to fight for a job you already fired me from? Like,
yeah.
This doesn't, okay. But it's okay. I'm a lot better off. That job was awful. Not the job, the management. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, not management makes a huge difference. It really does.
Like, they're nice people. Just
don't know how to attack business.
It was chaotic.
Yeah.
That one place with the food.
Yes, I know that place.
Like, the jobs themselves were fine, but it was just chaotic.
It's funny that we've worked in some of the same places, but not intentionally. But yet, and then somehow the place you're at now was the time that we finally actually met and was like, hey, you're cool as fuck, dude.
That's weird how we
let's start a thing,
we
man.
passed each other at the previous job.
Yeah.
Because we were on 2 different shifts.
Yeah.
Literally passing each other, but didn't actually meet until later.
And I remember seeing your mother, I believe.
Yep.
And then I remember seeing you because there was like, I didn't know who was who because you guys look similar. So I was like, yeah, she looks a little younger than her. So she's not a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, she looks like 2 years younger is all. It's like, damn.
Got it from my mama.
Yeah, but so have you seen the new World Heavyweight Championship belt?
Yes.
Yes.
It looks like they took 2 older belts and merged them together into a new belt.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
It's okay.
You don't like it? I think it looks great.
No. It's okay. I was looking at it. I'm like, man, it's like they took this one and this one and put it together.
It looks like the World Heavyweight Championship of old, the one that Ric Flair carried, but it's a little different. Like at the very top, it looks the same.
Yeah.
If you really pay attention to the top of it, it looks the same. But I don't know about that giant WWE logo in the middle of it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. See, that's where I saw the other belt that has like, almost like the spinner belt, but it's not spinning.
Yeah,
like the circular. Yeah.
It's just there. Yeah. I feel like they should have had that. I don't want to nitpick, but because then I sound like a wrestling fan that just won't shut that.
Wrestling fans can be the worst sometimes.
Yeah, but never mind. I love the title. I'll just keep it. Yeah, I'm not gonna nitpick it. I like it. But if I was to, no, I'm kidding.
The only other wrestling, because I mean, I had a list of things I was going to talk about on another podcast, but there was one that I noticed. Did you see where, and I can't tell if it's legit or a work, so I kind of like that point of it, but where I guess Chavo Guerrero has made comments about how Ray needs to quit talking about Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I said he was prostituting the Guerrero name.
What? They were best friends.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I can't tell if it's personal or if it's a work.
If Chavo's not in the company though, so why would he do that?
I don't know. There was like I'll just see if I can.
Chavo's just jealous because he was never an Eddie. I'm just saying.
Ouch.
Yeah. I'll be the heel. I don't care.
Oh! Now there's new stuff up on it.
Oh boy. What you got?
All right. Let me see what it says. It claims that he's messing with us. It says Chavo Guerrero says he fooled everyone and he was just being a heel about Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that's what he said because he got heat.
Yeah. Yeah, tweets Monday night where Chavo accused of Rey of prostituting Eddie's name for 16 years. Chavo backed off and said that he was just playing a heel. He tweeted, "This is how a heel tweet should work. Hook, line, and sinker. I still got it." Does it sound like he's backing out of it?
No, it seems like he's playing it off.
Or he's playing it off.
He realized how stupid that sounded, and he was like, you know what?
Like,
because he didn't want to offend. He didn't want to get on bad terms with Rey, obviously.
Well,
I think that's what it was.
And Rey, I mean, I know that obviously Chavo is family, but Rey goes back just as far with Eddie. Like, they've known each other for years.
Yeah. Chavo was just jealous because he's no Eddie. He's cool and all, but he's...
Well, I mean, they were tag partners forever.
Mm-hmm. I'm only saying that because of what he said, though.
It's lame.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna say this. Oh no, I'm just playing.
You
just
own what you say or don't say it. Jeez, that's what a real heel does. Talking about being a heel, you don't still have it. If you still had it, you wouldn't have said shit.
Although, granted, that's why I was thinking, wonder if it's a work, because they could use that if he wanted to make a return, if he can even make a return. I don't even know if he can, but if he wanted to, that would be an interesting storyline.
Yeah.
Because it could play right into what he's going through with his son and everything.
Yeah. He could take Dominic's side, maybe. But I don't know. It's still kind of odd to me. If it's real, it's real. It's stupid. If it's a work, why?
Yeah, that's me. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Like,
so I wonder if that WrestleMania moment
like,
triggered him.
Who are you again? Again, I have all the respect for the guy, but because of what he said.
And if it were like that, don't you think it would have ticked off more than just Chavo? Or hurt more than just Chavo? Like, if it was an actual issue, I think more people would have been like, hey,
maybe that's what he got behind the scenes or whatever. And maybe his PR team was like, hey, dude, you better clear this up.
Stop it.
Yeah, that could have been what it was. And I don't know if he has a PR team or not, but he probably has people that advise him. So technically PR team, but it could be people like that he's actually close with.
Because I was thinking about when Rey got inducted not too long ago.
Yeah.
Conan's the one that inducted him.
Right.
And he was close to all of them. I figured if it was a problem, wouldn't he be one of them that would be upset? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just thinking of all the people that were also close. I'm like,
I don't know
if this is real, like, if it's really a problem, I feel like more people would be like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if it was real, then that's still stupid because
it's very.
Yeah. Either way, it's dumb. Like, he should have just kept his mouth shut. Like, that's not. There's a time and a place to be a heel nowadays. You can't just be a heel all the time like you used to be able to. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be a dick all the time.
Oh, I was just thinking.
Unless you're MJF.
Unless you're MJF.
He does it right.
He does. I love it.
You can't come back and forth with it. Like, he is what he, pretends to be. Or maybe he's not pretending. I don't know. He says he's not, so.
Well, and I was just. Where'd the thought go?
I hate that.
It'll return in just a second.
See, mine never do. They just go forever.
No, I was just, there it is. So I was just thinking, like, it's not prostituting. You use the word prostituting.
Yeah, that's weird. Weird terminology.
I'm like, actually, it just goes to show how loved your boy Eddie was.
Right.
All these years, like, what, 18 years later?
He was a legend.
People still chant his name
right.
and still go crazy over his theme music.
Yeah, when somebody does something as simple as an elbow drop, they scream Eddie because that was
or
his
the frog
move.
splash.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's not prostituting. Like,
no.
That just shows how loved he was. And still is.
Right.
There's the thought. I found it.
No, you did better than me because I usually lose it and then it's just.
Oh no, sometimes that happens. Funny, fall back on work for a second. I actually had a coworker bring that up where it's like, being forgetful and stuff, and it's like, what if you're not necessarily forgetful? You just lag like a 95 Windows desktop. Like somebody be like, "Hey, Allie, how are you?" And you go, "Huh? Oh, I'm fine. How are you?" Like you just lag for a second.
Yeah.
That would be me.
I'm a lagging machine.
It's hooked to that dial up. You know what I mean? Like I lag. You hear all the screechy noises in the background while I'm trying to think. That's exactly what it is.
That sound still is like, man, that sound gives me some type of feeling. Nostalgia, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yep. Definitely remember that, and trying to figure out how to keep it quiet when you were trying to sneak on the internet way past bedtime, and that thing would just screech. Then I found out there's a way to silence it. I found that out way too late. Mm-hmm. My gosh, dang it.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like we don't even use it anymore, but at least I know now, right?
Not that it matters, but now I know how to silence dial-up internet. So if you have dial-up internet...
Get off the phone, I'm on the internet. I'm using the internet.
I'm using the internet. Oh, Lord.
I'm on my Windows PC.
The big old box.
Well, I think this is a good time to wrap this thing up. Appreciate you filling in.
No problem.
And I guess we'll see you guys next time, bruh.
Later.